Enter the Xiaomi 14. This is the global variant that Xiaomi has released recently, and this phone is quite small, like a iPhone 15. Only having a 6.36 inch of screen, this is something similar to the Xiaomi 13. But this time more powerful kasi meron siyang Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, LTPO OLED display, IP68 dust and water resistant, triple 50MP na Leica lenses, and it supports up to 90 watts of fast charging and 50 watts of wireless charging. Tara, pag-usapan natin. So one of the things na gusto ko dito sa phone na ito is quite small. It's the same form factor na meron ng iPhone 15. And there are some people na hindi naman mahilig sa mga big phones like some of the friends I know kasi medyo mahirap ipasok sa loob ng kanilang pocket. Some people might say na this one fits just right sa loob ng kanilang pocket. Normally sa isang Xiaomi phone, mapapansin mo dito may IR blaster dito sa ibabaw. But this time wala malinis kasi nakatago na dito sa likod ng kanyang IR blaster. So the funny thing is hindi ka na ganun magtututok sa inyong TV if you use this as a remote, but rather ganito, which is kinda funny. And another thing na mapapansin mo dito is glass ang kanyang likod, so medyo fingerprint magnet talaga siya. Now, ito phone nito runs on Android 14 and is running Xiaomi Hyper OS. Probably the first na flagship release ni Xiaomi for this year coming off with a Hyper OS na UI. Since I was able to review this phone prior to the launching of the Xiaomi 14, so ang hula ko dito sa phone na ito is somewhere near sa Xiaomi 13. Ang Xiaomi 13 has a price tag na 44,999, which is let's just say 45,000 pesos, no? So if I'm right, having a price hike na 2,000 pesos, this phone should be playing within 46,999 or 47,000 pesos, based on my best estimate. And what I'm holding here is a 16 gigs of RAM and a 512 gigs of storage. So guys, ang Xiaomi 14 has a IP68 rating. But there's a certain incident na napanood ko sa TikTok, may nakalublob ng phone nila. Ang kwento niya is less than 1 minute, nalublob lang niya sa sink, and inahon naman niya agad. After weeks of usage, biglang namatay ang kanyang phone. Yung pala nung binuksan ng loob, corroded ng ang ilalim ng phone niya. So a word of caution, ang IP68, huwag niyong ibabad sa swimming pool as much as possible. Dahil it's automatic void warranty. So since itong phone nito has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 inside, checking kanyang benchmark, it got me near a 1.8 million points dito sa kanyang Antutu benchmark score. And this is the breakdown that you'll be seeing. Ang kanyang CPU benchmarking dito sa Geekbench is itong score niya, and ang kanyang GPU benchmarking. Na makita mo medyo erratic ang kanyang score dito sa kanyang thermal throttling test, and it throttled to 85% ng kanyang maximum performance. Though medyo uminit siya, itong phone nito near around mga 49 to 50 degrees Celsius while doing this test. Now, this phone has 4,610 mAh of battery, supporting up to 90 watts of fast charging, 50 watts na wireless charging, and 10 watts na reverse wireless charging para i-charge ang inyong mga AirPods. Now, tinry naman natin i-run ang PC Mark na battery stress test dito, though nag-fail siya for 3 times. I don't know why. But I was able to gather near a 22 hours na screen on time for this phone, which is, I was surprised. This was rated under 50% brightness and 60 Hz screen refresh rate. Of course, usage may vary depende sa inyo. But lasting this for a whole day, no problem. Now, itong phone na ito has a 6.36 inch na screen, which is not that big and quite small para sa akin, but not for many people out there na mahilig sa smaller screen size. It also comes with a LTPO na OLED display and maximum brightness of 3,000 nits. So one thing na magugustuhan mo dito sa kanya when you're browsing outdoors, you definitely see a brighter display. So while watching some shorts dito sa phone na ito, I would say the scrolling speed is definitely fast thanks to its 120 Hz of screen refresh rate. So scroll ka lang, as long as maganda yung internet connection, there's not going to be a problem. And watching all of your favorite shows dito sa YouTube and sa Netflix, this one has a level 1 na Wi-Fi security level, so you can watch HD for this one. And I would say, yung kanyang display is definitely nice. Hindi naman nagtitipid si Xiaomi sa mga display, so expect yung mga pinapanood mo dito are bright and sharp and punchy ang kanyang colors. Now, since itong phone na ito has dual speaker, isa sa ilalim, isa nandito sa earpiece, pakinggan na natin kung gaano kalakas, sagadin muna natin sa 100% ng kanyang volume. Well, hindi naman sobrang lakas. There are other phones na flagship that can perform louder than this one, but not so bad. Now, pagdating naman sa gaming, these are the maximum graphical settings na kaya natin set. And I was able to play 2 games dito, Genshin Impact and Farlight 84. Both setting it to the highest graphical settings and tinest natin dito sa phone na ito. Sa Farlight 84, I expect na medyo magkakaroon ng konting frame drops, but along the way, naglaro ako ng 3 VR matches dito. Okay naman, smooth, wala man na feel, even though na pag nagbabakbakan na, I was expecting there should be some minor frame drops, pero wala naman ako nakita along the way. And pagdating naman sa Genshin Impact, I was expecting na may kunting frame drops din kasi hindi pa naman masyado optimize si 8 Gen 3. But to my surprise okay siya, smooth along the way. And ang pinakamainit na naabot niya dito while playing for 1 hour is around mga 48 to 49 degrees Celsius. Napag-usapan na natin ang kanyang camera dito sa phone na ito. This one has a 50MP na main camera sensor with OIS. This is a Leica lens, by the way. 50MP na telephoto lens with OIS with up to 3.2 times optical zoom. And meron din siya 50MP na ultra-wide lens. This one can shoot up to 8K and 24 FPS. And of course, ang kanyang harap is a 32MP and it can shoot up to 4K and 60 FPS. First time on a global Xiaomi flagship phone. Finally. So okay, right now titingnan natin some outdoor shot na nakuha natin from the Xiaomi 14 na global variant. And looking at this one, makita mo outright kahit hindi mo pa siya i-zoom, there's a lot of details na makita mo dito sa button na ito. And this is probably one of my favorite na subject para makita natin lahat ng mga details, no? And looking at this other subject, you'll see talagang pati yung mga vines niya, mga butas na dito, lahat kita mo mga craters. And moving on with a simple flower shot, you'd see yung mga patak ng tubig, no? Kitang-kita, and pati yung gitna niya, yung core nitong flower na ito is still very preserved ng details. Now, moving on to some macro photography dito, you'd really get some nice shot. Even though na medyo maliit tong tong stem na ito, you still get that really nice focus on this camera. Though pagkuha mo ng mga green shot, you'll definitely see na medyo mas saturated ang green nito. Pag sa actual mata ko, hindi siya ganun ka-green. Ito medyo mas saturated siya than normal. Now, tingnan naman natin some ultra-wide shot. This is what you get, and a 3.2 times zoom shot. So after zooming it for 3.2 times zoom, still very clear, preserve ang kanyang mga details. But you'll see na medyo iba ang kanyang color ng sky when you see it dito on the ultra-wide angle shot and the normal shot. Medyo iba, no? Pagdating sa 3 times zoom niya, medyo mas bluish pa lalo ang kanyang sky. So we'll prove it further na ibang kanyang color, no? So this is a ultra-wide shot. This is a 1 time zoom. Makita mo, iba na yung color ng sky niya, no? Ito medyo grayish. Eh, mas lalo pa to. 2 times zoom. And mas lalo pa ito at 3.2 times zoom. So, kita mo, iba-iba ang color ng sky when you use the different lenses dito sa camera ni Xiaomi 14, which is quite, for me, quite a little bit inconsistent ang kanyang color. Now, if you're the type of person na mahilig sa mga fruit photography indoors, you'd see some really nice shot dito. Finocus naman natin dito sa gitna, sa cheese, no? And it really get a good focus. Yung mga iba na medyo na-blur out ng konti kasi hindi naman siya main subject. So, this is a good shot. Then, getting this one, this is kinda one of the shots na trip ko, no? Ang ganda ng pagka-present nito. Though, the light is a little bit yellowish. And, of course, ito siguro ulam ko kanina, no? Tuyo, which is really nice. Taking some shots sa mga croissant, you'll see some really nice shots dito. Though, the subject is a little bit yellowish, no? Maybe effect ng lighting niya. But for me, it kind of gets a little bit yellowish. Now, if you're taking some indoor low light shot, you'd really get some nice design dito sa kanya. And I really love the way that it was able to reproduce some of these pictures. Taking in some low light shot din sa coffee shop, you'd see some really nice mga focus ng subject. Medyo yellowish lang talaga siya for some reason. And further na prove ko na medyo yellowish siya kahit itong Christmas tree shot natin is medyo yellowish. Now, one of the things you'd really appreciate dito is pag kumuha ka ng mga bokeh shot, no? The goodness dito is kanya is medyo nasa-separate na maayos ang kanyang subject and kanyang background. So guys, right now gusto ko i-showcase some slideshows ng mga photos na nakuha ng friend ko si Mike. And thank you nga pala Mike for lending me your phone. So for me to try it out, the Xiaomi 14 na Global Edition. So check these pictures out. Okay, so pag-usapan naman natin right now ang kanyang front-facing camera. You really get some nice photo using its front-facing camera. And I say na I think it has improved a bit over from the Xiaomi 13 based on what I can remember. And taking some shots, so makita mo talaga yung ganda ng subjects dito sa kanyang selfie camera. And of course, getting some indoor low light The shots are also definitely good. And if you're taking some bokeh shot, you'd see, no, ang ganda ng kanyang subject and background separation dito sa picture na ito. And right now, we're vlogging using the front-facing camera. I'd say stable, quite nice ang kanyang color production. And kahit medyo inauga-uga natin and ginagalaw-galaw natin ang kamay, it's still stable. And by the way guys, this is the first time na nagkaroon ng 4K on a flagship phone ni Xiaomi. And taking a video using the rear camera, this is what you'll be getting. If you're just simply walking, quite stable siya. And this is a 4K 60 FPS na shot. And ito naman tsura niya when you're using the camera on low light situation indoor. So guys, if this phone would be priced at around mga 47,000 pesos, I'm not quite sure kung if it would have a price increase or a price decrease. But based on the history na makita ko kay Xiaomi Philippines, it should get a little bit of price increase along the way. And okay naman siya. This phone is well-rounded. Okay siya for gaming, maganda-gandang camera. Though there are sometimes na medyo mag-underperform siya konti on low light. And what I like dito is, of course, kind of form factor is quite small, madali i-bit-bit. Lagyan mo siya ng pocket, sa ng mga messenger bag. Okay na okay itong phone na ito. So guys, once na nag-start selling si Xiaomi Philippines ng Xiaomi 14, I'll be posting the link on the description box below. Abangan nyo lang. And if you like this video, don't forget to share to your friends. Any subscription to this channel would definitely be awesome. I'll see you in the next one.
And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.